Namaskar. My name is Bernhard Possert. I'm working as a coach and consultant, mostly in Austria, in Europe, but thank you also for inviting me here to Nepal. I had the honor and pleasure to work here with many Nepalese principals and other people from around the country. And I was reminded also about what I needed to learn in my last years. There was a time when I, as a coach and consultant, I was thinking about organizations as machines, where we could repair things, but things were kind of dead, and we were the masters of this machine. And from personal experience and from also professional reflection, I needed to realize the machine metaphor is dead, and we need metaphors that are living. So therefore now I'm talking about organizations, I'm talking about schools as gardens, because there the things are growing. Everything that is really valuable in life cannot be made, but is growing by itself, and we can nourish it, but we could also hinder and kill it. So really, how can our organizations be gardens where things are living? So that's the one part I needed to learn in the last years, and I'm really happy to see how you also here in Nepal are seeing your students, are seeing your employees as living beings that are growing by itself and that we have the duty to nourish. The other thing is that I'm talking about the good life and the new good life now. So what is the good life and why am I talking about the good life? I think we have been talking about success very much, and when we talked about success, very often automatically we were talking about money. But I think it's more than about the money, and people are realizing now more and more that money is a necessary ingredient for our bodies and for our societies, but money is not the end goal, it's not the purpose, it's the good life. And why am I talking about the new good life? Because some of the recipes of the past for the West, but maybe also for you here, some of the recipes are no longer working. I think in the West at least, we need to realize that we need the connection to nature. We need a questioning of needs. What is really important? And for you here, I think in Nepal, what I'm hearing is that you're working in beautiful ways how to integrate healthy tradition, healthy culture, connection with community, nature, to integrate this well with the valuable aspects of modernity without avoiding the extremes and polarizations. So I'm really glad that I could work here with you here in Nepal, and I congratulate what you're doing, and I'm really looking forward to the next years when people will be coming from the West and other parts of the world to learn from you how to live a new good life and how to establish and water and fertilize organizations that are gardens for the new good life. So we had the pleasure today of working a whole day with a lot of principals, and the danger always is that you find yourself as a lecturer, standing there giving a lecture, everybody just sitting there and waiting. Here today, this was very much different. People were interested first, but they were also critical. And this is something that I really think is important, to listen, to consider, is this applicable for me and my system? Is this really helpful for us? And asking questions, but also asking critical questions. How can this be? Is there something missing? So I really had the impression that this was a good critical dialogue together where we're co-developing something new and not just repeating our old stories and our old things that we have been thinking already before. What I hear about your schools here in Nepal is that you face some challenges. So what is one of the challenges? I'm hearing stories about the brain drain, about the question of young people leaving the country after they have gone to good schools, about teachers leaving the country, going to better options after having working and learning from and with you in your schools. So this is definitely one of the challenges. At the same time, I see so much potential in your schools because you have what I would call still soil. So when I talk about soil, I mean healthy parts of tradition. And so I think also you can do things in your school regarding community, regarding being connected with tradition, with culture, connection with nature. You can do so much things that people will more and more realize if they go to the West, they will not find in the West. So they can find it here, and I think this is one of the strong potentials of the schools you're having here in Nepal. On the one hand, a critical love for tradition and modernity, so a love with open eyes for tradition and modernity, and on the second hand, I would hope that you can cooperate, work together with reality without compromises. So fully accepting what is here and starting from there without falling into the trap of staying in complaints, but really cooperating, working together with reality that is here. Congratulations for the soil, for the energy you're having in your country and in your people. What I learned about the meaning of the word Namaste, and I'm not sure if this is correct Nepali, but what I heard is that Namaste can be translated as the God in me blesses the God in you. And so I find this so beautiful, and I've learned so much about this concept of being connected to the higher. And I find this very much alive, that this is not just a dead subject here in Nepal, but really that God and spirit and everything soul is alive here. Thank you so much. I'm blessed.